Haunted by the urge to watch more anime, but terrified of doing it alone, I crawled from the darkness of my room into the vanity of the void. There, I gathered 3 of my most handsome buds to watch just 3 episodes of a show. Together, we asked, is it good? Welcome to the... I was trying not to forget the show, so I was like reading
the name of the show.
Our show or the anime?
The name of the podcast.
Shakugan.
We need to find like what the 3 episode rule translates to in Japanese, and we need to introduce it like
3
that
episode rule.
It's just English.
Sanshi no Shaga.
Welcome to the Crazy Cast.
Dude, what is this?
Suno episode. Okay, I'm not gonna read that.
Suno episode no Ruru.
Put that in all the thumbnails.
Tsundere. Random episode.
We grow a random Japanese audience.
この番組は3 episode rule.
Alright, we're the 3 episode... Shut up. We're the 3 episode rule. Together we watch 3 episodes of an anime or animation and talk shit. Today we watched Shakugan No Shana. A wonderful, beautiful anime about happy people having happy things happen to them.
Oh, it's so happy.
What does it translate to? It's the thing they said like 90 times.
They said it like once.
Okay.
It's like the crimson eyes or something.
Yeah.
Girl with the burning eyes.
Yeah, girl with the burning eyes.
Girl with the flaming eyes.
Yeah,
or the one who has the flaming eyes.
The show's really flaming. It's about flames.
They mentioned flames a lot. I got that. Yeah, episode 1. How did you guys see it?
I thought it was pretty good. It was like, it just starts off. It just kind of goes. Like, you're just... It walks in and, like, boom, time stops, and this kid's like, whoa, I was walking home from school. And then spirit stuff starts happening. And then there's the Astro Boy baby with the receding hairline. I don't even know what that's supposed to be.
Hair baby. The QB mascot. The baby on all the mayonnaise bottles in Japan.
Yeah. And he sucks all the souls of the people in the area. And then,
main character
not Kirito. What's her name? Shana shows up.
Mrs. Kirito.
Mrs. Kirito, yeah.
Your epic black Constantine coat.
I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with her design. It's pretty cool.
Her design's cool. I like the school uniform variant better, but her introduction is really tight.
Yeah, so she shows up and she fights the baby demon, and also there's like a ball demon with like 1,000 faces. I don't think did they explain what that thing was?
That was just another one of those things.
Okay, so
I think that one specifically is based on I mean, all these things have to be based on like myths, right? Like I know the ball of faces is like a thing in a couple mythologies, like the Legion cluster.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're all based on.
Even the giant baby is probably something.
Probably, yeah.
The giant balding baby.
It did seem like it all had like vaguely like mythical roots.
Do you remember what the monsters are called? Because it's a supernatural show, very very
Yokai.
Burichi.
Is I think the term at least.
They actually call them yokai, or because they're demons.
Was that what they said? It's like, oh, she's like, they're wasting all their yokai, or it wasn't yokai, it was something else though, right?
Yeah, they have a name for their, like, you know, their spirit energy in this world is called something specifically. They're wasting their flames.
Yeah, their flame or their torch.
We should explain what a torch is. So she comes in and saves the guy, and then she brings everyone back, and you're like, oh, cool. No one died then. And she's like, no, they're all dead. These are torches.
They're actually all dead.
They're just there to soften them being erased from the world. You also died. So you'll like disappear in a week or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, so MC gets, he actually dies in the first, like, 2 minutes of the show, and then him and, like, all these other people, including his friend from school.
And the child that fell over.
Yeah, the tripping child.
Yeah.
That
The child like falls over, and then like it stops time like in the middle of it while he's falling over, and then like when time resumes, he walks off with his mom, and then just like dissipates into dust.
Yeah, didn't have very much impact on her life, I guess.
Yeah, like the main girl Shana, she explains how everyone now has a flame, and when that flame burns out, they disappear from all of reality and existence completely.
Yeah, because like supposedly, like if everyone was to disappear at the same time, it would cause like a disruption in the life energy or something in the area. So it has to happen like slowly,
gradually.
So like all the torches are like temp souls that they put in these bodies to kind of decay.
Yeah, and they gradually forget about him, so it's not just like getting stabbed suddenly. It's slower. They had a horrible analogy for it. It's like, oh, well, it'd be like the ground disappearing below you and you falling. Or it could be ice and it slowly melts. It's like, okay.
The fucking necklace friend, like her disembodied voice necklace friend that sounds like, it sounds like your friend Gianni. He explains how, very, very poorly, how if you... I can't even repeat it. Like, Derek, you said it was a lot like 358 over 2 days from Kingdom Hearts. Like,
358. Yeah.
Immediately forget about you. It's like you never existed in the first place once your flame dies out and you disintegrate.
Yeah, it reminds me of Shion, right? When she dies. Spoiler.
Oops.
Always remember to say spoiler
alert she comes
after
back.
you say
that.
She does. Well, another spoiler. But
Danny, edit that in.
Like,
edit it so.
Who's that? And he's like,
yeah, you forget about them completely.
Yeah. So,
but
I think the torches help, like, them gradually forget about people.
I'm confused too because main guy's a torch, and it's like he spends the first 20 minutes of episode 2 being like, I'm what? It's like I don't exist. I'm dead? But he's like the same guy otherwise. He has the same personality, whereas his one friend who was in that, like, the rune circle with him that killed everybody, she's like retarded. Like she can barely form any kind of cohesive sentences after that happened. Whereas they established in the first episode she's this happy-go-lucky, really boisterous, happy person, and then after that whole thing, and she has like a torch now, she's like brain dead.
Yeah, I think it's because she was fading faster.
Well, that's like the thing too, is that like
she didn't have,
because the whole second episode. I mean, we can go more in depth with it, but the whole second episode is like him trying to get her to basically like remember herself, right? And so he like takes her out and like does a bunch of stuff with her, and like he's also trying to get like other people to like not forget her.
Friend.
Yeah. Like, keep saying her name, please.
Yeah, but the thing that makes me curious about it too, that kind of intrigues me, is that at the end of the episode, right, she goes and she's watching the sunset, and she finally forms like a full sentence where she's like, "This is beautiful," right? And it's like that's crazy to me because like this is after Shana. Or Shana, how do you say her name? Like basically explained that like the torches are like not real people, like they're like, you know, temporary souls or something. So it's like, is her soul still in her body somewhere, you know, and still tethered to?
No, it was
like her
eaten. That like it's gone.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that beyond the torch, quote unquote, you know, her personality was shining through in that moment for like 1 second. Before she ended up disappearing.
Yeah,
right?
I could predict that the what's her name? The Hiei girl version of Hiei, she's could be wrong. Like, you know, she seems like a stubborn character who's probably like, that's the ways that they know everything, and then maybe it's just the wrong thing.
You know? It's gonna take MC to tell her.
Well, like maybe there's humanity still in the people.
Well, they said the torches are like based on like the mold of them or whatever, so it has aspects of them, but it's a different entity basically. It's like a copy. So
yeah, it's like their consciousness it's like a duplicate consciousness in the same body.
Yeah, I would kind of imagine it like you're taking like a photocopy. It's not as vibrant as the original.
Yeah, that kind of leads into the main character's kind of philosophical debate that he's having with himself too, because he's kind of like, wait, I'm not real, right? Like from the get-go, so it's like 6
times. Like, dude, I've explained this so many times to you.
How many times do I have to tell you?
Yeah, and he's like, well, if I'm not real, how am I feeling something? Which is, that's a really cool concept to like kind of start a character off with, you know?
It was, and his reaction to it was, I'll defend him. It's pretty believable. He's being really polite about it. Like, what do you mean I'm not real? Whereas if this happened to anyone else, they'd probably be having like a panic attack.
I mean, I feel like when you're 14, you know what I mean? Like trying to think about like you think deep, but you don't. You know, you just be like, oh, so I'm dead. Okay, you know, like it wouldn't really.
This whole story is something like a 14-year-old might come up with.
yeah.
I think it's more...
And that's cool. I love it for that.
I do not think it's I'm 14 and this is deep. I don't think it's quite that. It's a bit more coherent, and it actually... I feel like it thinks about...
No, like, I do think it gets deeper. Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, you know, he's not, like... I think he's slowly descending.
It's definitely something a 14-year-old would find super sick.
Like this is going to be baby's first existential crisis, you know.
I feel like he's reacting like someone who's already kind of given up on their life a little bit. Where he's like, I'm just dead. Fuck, I guess.
Well, no, because he's like, he asked her like, "What do you mean?" like 50 times, like what?
Well, when it finally clicks, like the night after, when he goes to bed and he has all the jizz on the floor and his homework.
The room.
It's established
with all the tissues around. I think it was supposed to be like fucking like paper. Yeah, crumpled up paper, but
no,
it really did just look like a bunch of. It looks like he had a great night.
He's just like, well, if I'm gonna die, I better nut as hard as I can.
Better nut as much as I can. That's why he's so chill about it. He's like, oh, I can still nut, so there's a really big...
He's like, oh,
yeah, I can still goon, so, you know, it can't be that bad.
He's like, all right, time to go in the goon cave.
Yeah.
So he's like, some good post-nut clarity will help me out here.
He's like, fuck, I'm
it's
dead.
Not so bad.
And then she walks in and she's like, Baka, what are you doing?
But yeah, and then the third episode was the friend dissipated, which actually, like, for me, that was like kind of crazy to me. I was not expecting them to, like, to be fair, she was only there for like 2 episodes and whatever, but they kind of set her up like she was gonna be like a character that was gonna be relevant, and her torch just dies and she just dissipates, and I was like, shit, like, cause a lot of animes, I feel like, especially like stuff like this, tends to they tend to be very lightweights, I feel like, when it comes to killing characters off or like removing characters from the show or the story, you know. So like I felt like
it is supernatural though, and like they could find a way to bring characters back.
Sure,
they do that in a way with his friend, because like just to twist the knife, the emotional knife. Well, this girl just dies and disintegrates and disappears, and then in episode 3, Shana's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna steal her identity and take her place."
I wanted to segue into that, but I wanted to talk about how they led into it, because it's kind of clever. Where he talks to his friend and he's like, "Oh, like." He's like, oh, why were you acting so weird? And then he mentions the girl's name, which isn't supposed to happen because she faded. So he's like, why do you know her name? And then it's because Shana stole her like essence or whatever and just like took her spot in life. And I thought that was like
she grabbed a little piece of her soul. That's right.
Yeah, she sucked a little bit of her soul.
Yeah,
like ice cream.
Yeah, but she really did just roll up and just take this girl's spot,
and then just act
like zero empathy for like.
And then character assassinates her because she's mean to everybody and is a total bitch to the teachers and destroys their career.
Yeah, like
she kills Hitler.
She kills Hitler.
Yeah, no. So yeah, there was random teacher number 1. Then it cuts to the next class where it's Albert Einstein, and then it cuts to the next class and it's just freaking like this caricature of Hitler. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was just out of nowhere.
And he jumps out the window, right?
I think what really got me was just like Albert Einstein and then following that up with Hitler was just kind of crazy to me. Like,
it was also like kind of it was actually kind of funny, and it like didn't really fit like the other things that were happening, so it stuck out to me. It was kind of
it did have like a very like serious tone for the most part, except for that spot was trying to be like really funny.
But then it was like, here's Hitler.
Yeah.
Just in case you guys are feeling a little down about all this, let's lighten the mood with some Hitler and Einstein.
As a Japanese school teacher.
Yeah, it's like, don't worry guys, it's not Hitler, it's Charlie Chaplin.
By the way, she's just like bitching out the teachers. She's like, yeah, you did that equation wrong, you fucking idiot. Crosses her arms, huffs. Because the teacher's like, why didn't you open your book? And she's like, well, because you did the question wrong, baka. And the whole class goes, ooh. It's pretty funny.
Dude, yeah, she destroys each of the teachers.
I like the girl who's just trying to be nice to her. She's like, oh, hi, bye, I'll see you later. And then she just goes, And then she says it again because she thinks she didn't hear her. And she's like, I heard you, shut the fuck up, go.
Yeah, but I said bye, I'll see you later. It's like, I know, I heard you, fuck off.
Yeah, that was crazy.
She's such a cold.
Just gave her stank eye.
Oh my god!
Like I said, bye. I heard you.
The class is all still referring to her as the girl that died, so she's just ruining this girl's reputation.
It's so fucking goofy. She's pretty epic.
Yeah, it's played for laughs. I love it. I thought that was very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, no, it was super fun. I was having a great time with this whole. Like, I'm probably gonna watch it. It might just be like nostalgia. It might just be like the 2000s kind of cartoons,
that or not charm,
sorry, anime. That I used to watch like in high school and stuff. Just love it. Yeah, but it's definitely I don't know. It's just the I don't think I would care as much, but like the setting is just really interesting.
Like, I actually do have nostalgia for this because I like watched this when I was like 12 or something. I like barely remembered it though, so it was pretty fresh.
That's a good find. Where did you see it?
I'm pretty sure I probably was just like looking up good anime on Google. And like it was like a Reddit post or something probably back in the day. Like, this is a good anime that's coming out right now because it was,
was Reddit around back then?
I think so.
It's been around since like
because this would have
2011 or so.
Okay, yeah. I think 2010s that's when Reddit was becoming more and more mainstream.
I don't know. I think I was probably looking up a forum. It might have been like it was already out for a while. Also, if I was watching it dubbed when I was younger, then I probably waited for a dub.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just remember watching it and like forever stuck in my head of this edgy girl sitting on rooftops with fiery red hair. So a lot of those scenes were like nostalgic.
Is that still a thing you see a lot in anime today? Like the really edgelord girl with the samurai sword sitting on rooftops. That's a trope, right?
It's got to be, yeah. There's definitely like I don't think I've seen a single anime that's not in like some crazy even in the crazy settings. I feel like every anime has like one of those like under the bridge scenes with like the weird like tunnel plumbing that they have.
Yeah, definitely under the bridge with the grassy hill next to the road.
Yeah,
next to the river. That's definitely a setting. Yeah, sitting on rooftops for no reason is a big one.
I don't know if that many like newer characters that fit that trope.
Like casually jump from rooftop to rooftop.
I do feel like a lot of newer anime is pretty like lighthearted, even if it's supposed to be like an action-y thing. or it's like a little goofier a lot of the time. I'm trying to think, like, what's besides like Attack on Titan. I don't know very many. Maybe I don't watch that many newer ones.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, I'm a bit out of the loop with some of the newer ones.
I've seen a decent amount of them. Some of them are like different settings, though. It's like Furen is like
it's not fantasy though.
Yeah, it's like it's not just Japan modern day. That would be wild though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Just modern day Japan.
There's isekais where it's like, stuff. Yeah, it's like a fantasy setting, but it's like, we're just Japan. It's just Japanese. Slime is like that. I was reborn as a slime. It's like, this is just Japan.
I kind of enjoy that one, not gonna lie.
It's good.
I've heard nothing but good things about that one, actually.
It's pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, Slime's alright. But like, there's so much of it where it's like fantasy, but actually, no, that's a bad example, because they do make a big effort to world build in that show. But I swear there's like other isekai, like there's like the more like, this is only going to be on Netflix isekai, where the big fantasy world they're creating, it's just, there's just guys still in kimonos and stuff.
Well, I thought with the slime one, he was basically just trying to remake some of the comforts of Japan. And that's why.
Yeah, it makes sense in Slime.
Because it's like a city builder, basically. He makes like a city, and they like build up, and that's kind of entertaining if you ever played like a colony sim. It's kind of similar.
It's freaking.
And you're right. Narratively, it makes sense for Slime in particular, because he is like
roller coaster
a Japanese
tycoon
dude that's trying to recreate.
Yeah, but yeah, this isn't an isekai. I mean, I guess
it's like a reverse isekai. It's like, because he gets told from the get-go, where he's like,
that's a fun analogy.
Yeah, because she's like, oh yeah, you're dead, and you have this torch in your body that's like basically a copy of yourself. You don't exist anymore, and so it's like his soul went somewhere. Where we don't know.
Like, that makes it more of like a non-isekai. It's like, yeah, you died, but you just stayed in the same.
Yeah, it's like a reverse isekai. It's like, what if we followed the guy that got hit by Truck-chan, and like he's just dead?
No, the main character did die. If you think about it, this is like a copy of him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like his soul or whatever like went somewhere.
But an isekai is getting transferred to the same world. So this guy he got killed, and we're following his copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, they do establish it's not the main guy that you saw in the beginning that was like, this is me.
Yeah, like technically the main guy's only in like one shot of him like walking down the street. Because he apparently, like, he died before he even realized he got like eaten or whatever. And then
was he eaten, or like was it Shandi's
he was already hollow,
her slashing his arm off.
He was already, we didn't mention that. She like cuts through him, and he's hollow. They also call him a misai or misai?
He's a misa.
A misa.
A miso.
A miso soup. They call him a miso soup. They call him a misai or whatever, and basically he has like a magical item in him. He has like a treasure, which makes the enemies want him even more. They like want to break him open to get whatever's inside of him.
They want booty. The bad guy in episode 3 really wants. He's like, he's going to be mine.
Get you. And then he's like petting his doll,
his little doll friend, who was like in the very first attack where he died, right?
Yeah.
She was inside one of the other demons.
That was inside the baby, I think. And then he was like the woman, and then she cut that. I think it was kind of like a Russian nesting doll of protective shells. Mm-hmm. And that's its like last shell. Is the doll. Also, I did want to bring this up. There's a part where they get attacked at the school, and the school's all fucked up, and all of his friends are on the ground bleeding. And this is at like the end.
And they're frozen.
3. Yeah, they're all frozen, but all of his friends, like from the explosion, because they use this like treasure and it like blew up, and his best friend's like on the ground bleeding to death, and she's like, I need to reverse the damage before we break the seal and like resume. I'm gonna use your friend who's dying since he's already dying.
He's gonna die anyway.
And then he's like, no, don't do that to my friend. And then he's like, all right, which one of your dying
and he's just like,
do you want me to use?
He's crumpled up on the floor, just fucked up.
No, he's in the same idle position that he was when time froze, but he's just covered in blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny because he was like picking them up and like running them out of the room.
Yeah, he was like gently like trying to set them down on the floor, and they're in the same pose they were in standing. I thought that was like really visually funny, even though it wasn't intended to be.
Oh yeah, they are frozen, but yeah. Then he goes. She like jokingly says, "Oh, I could use your flame, but you'll like lose a bunch of your time, basically."
Yeah, your time left
will be a lot less. And then he's like, "Yeah, I'll do that, because at least the people alive will still live." And
the camera zooms on her face, like, "Whoa, I didn't think he'd do that.
I didn't think he'd do that. That's so selfless. Oh my god, I'm blushing."
The camera zooms on her face alive.
It does do like a
in the show.
Zoom on her face.
It's like weird zooms too. They're like so fast. They just kind of have
abrupt.
Yeah. She just goes, "Oh, Baka." Yeah, and then at the very end of the episode, she notices his flame. Like his flame's like a little sliver where it looks like it's about to burn out. And like they show that a lot in the show, and when that's happening, they basically are just about to disappear. They have like an hour left.
Yeah.
But then when he's going down the ladder, his flame gets bigger.
Yeah, very quickly too. They don't draw. I was surprised they didn't draw more attention to that. It was really quick.
And I think they mentioned that's something to do with his treasure, like the treasure that's inside of him.
Yeah, they're hyping him up.
Yeah, so it seems like he might be a source of like fire or whatever, the spirit equivalent, the magic, the mana equivalent. And then they start showing a bunch of different characters walking into the city with their cool canes and balls of yarn and shit and big books.
Yeah. And the book that just wouldn't stop laughing at nothing jokes.
Yeah, he's pretty.
Oh yeah, the very overly enthusiastic book.
Yeah,
that hot lady was carrying.
I do wonder if the I don't remember that old guy, but he seems like he might be a villain because he just like absorbs some chick walking next to him into it's like yarn ball.
He's probably in the opening. We missed it.
Oh, he is in the opening. He like looks. The opening's so good. It's so catchy.
It's a bop.
Yeah.
Very 2000s bop.
Very 2000s.
Yeah, it's super dope actually.
I had nostalgia for it, so I feel like my critique of it wouldn't have been like an accurate one whatsoever, just because, watched it as a kid, so I'm nostalgic for it. So I'm glad that you guys did it. I'm like, either it's just gonna suck and they'll be fine, or maybe it'll be okay. And it was pretty fun. I had fun watching it.
It holds up.
I feel like with stuff like this, it's like my expectations aren't usually super high for like anything that I kind of watch, and like this one, it just had like a really I like stuff that just like kind of throws you into it right from the get go, and that's exactly what this did. Cause like, it's like fucking don't get me wrong, I love like Hunter x Hunter and like these other animes and stuff. But, like, Hunter x Hunter, it took, like, freaking, like, 100 episodes for them to even, like, start to introduce, like, the power system and how everything works in that world, right? Which is fine because of the way that story goes. But it's just, like, I don't know, it just feels like a lot of stories... Yeah, it just feels like a lot of stories, like, they change too drastically from where they start, but not fast enough, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So pacing wise, it's kind of jarring.
Yeah. Whereas this, like, I don't know, we know where, like, what's going on. Like, 3-episode rule, as our thing. Like, I feel like I don't have any question as to where this. I mean, like, I don't know where it's going necessarily with like all the characters that they're bringing in and stuff, but like, I have a complete understanding of like what this character is kind of like feeling and going through. And, like, why that's going to, like, push the story along as it comes.
Yeah.
And there's enough like intrigue where he might not necessarily know what's going on, but there's enough for the audience to kind of grasp, like, oh, there's something here that's developing.
And
with.
They also like the first episode's kind of info dumpy, but even though they're just dumping so much information, it's not too much, and there's still time for character development. Unlike some shows, Lazarus.
I don't mind the huge info dumps, but yeah, if you can fit in little fun character moments with it, then I can roll with it without groaning.
The info dump is not just characters speaking information. Like, it's like accompanied with like Shana, for example, is just kind of like a bitch, right? And that just like never goes away, and it's great because even when she's like talking to him and info dumping all the stuff, it's like coming out with like her personality, which makes it so much better.
She's like annoyed.
She'll like drop it for melon bread.
Yeah, I like it when
drop
she's
the
just like
bitchiness.
super annoyed, explaining the same thing because he keeps asking it. He's like, "What? What do you mean I'm dead?" She's like, "Oh my god, shut up, shut up, shut up."
Very reasonable reaction.
It was just a funny reaction. It felt kind of like real. Just like, "Oh my god, why are you following me?"
And then he's just like, well, my home's this way.
Like, oh.
And they have a interesting enough narrative device with the flame that burns out, and I'm a little interested to see how they're gonna use that. Will it get really close to burning out, and where it gets kind of intense for the character, or will he figure some shit out with anime logic and just his flame just keeps burning brighter and brighter, like, well, there's a lot that could happen.
So his treasure or whatever that's in him, and since he's a Misai or whatever, that seems to do something with the flame. So like that could extend his life, but it could also bring more people after him. Which I think it does, but I honestly don't remember. It's been so long.
And then there's a reason for her to stick around and like dote on him. Then
so it's an interesting way to get all these characters like connected and get a character who's not in the other world, the spiritual world, into that. So now he's like fully introduced. It doesn't feel like. I guess it is kind of him just asking all these questions. He's the odd man out, but he got thrown into like the spirit world. You know what I mean? Like in Dead Space 3, they have Carter show up and he's like, "What's a necromorph? What's a unitologist?"
It's a genealogist.
So I mean, it's that character, but it feels more natural.
Yeah, if you can set up your characters to have a reason to stick around each other and do the supernatural stuff, then I'm on board.
Oh yeah, and like there's clearly like a little bit of romance going on between them where like she's like starting to not hate this guy.
She sees something in him. Yeah. It's not like in other shows where from the get-go she's like, "Wow, you're a nice guy. I'm horny for you."
Yeah, just instantly. It like kind of works up a little bit. Like they feel more like people than anime characters.
Well, so like I was comparing it to Bleach a little bit earlier, and I don't want to like draw too many parallels or anything like that. But like I feel like that's like it's a similar thing with like that where like the main characters don't necessarily like Shauna, for example. She doesn't want really to associate with this guy at first, but it's like she has to because of like the fact that he's like a torch that hasn't gone out yet. And so it's like it's way more realistic than just them just being all of a sudden like buddy and just kind of like randomly being like together. Like I feel like there are it was Licorice Recoil, it was kind of like that where like the main girl, I guess they were just like assigned together, but it was just like it just felt like they were a team too fast,
Yeah, I guess they were lesing out.
Yeah, they were lesing out though, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, I guess
the synergy.
Yeah, it's for a different audience, I guess.
Lesing out.
Yeah, I do like how she's like literally using him as bait because she knows that they're going to come after him. So she's like, I'm just sticking around you to protect you, but she's using him as bait.
Yeah. Can we talk about how freaking, like, how much this chick lacks? Like, I think she's a psychopath.
Oh, probably.
Like, straight up, or a sociopath at the very least. Like, she just lacks the ability to... Yeah, she doesn't see the torches
calling
as
them
people.
Things
but,
the
I mean, so
time.
she doesn't even... But that's the thing, is that all the people at the school were still people, right? So,
they were dying,
regardless
though.
of, like, the... Yeah, but that's my point, is that she was literally just like, yeah, we'll just sacrifice this random guy. I don't give a fuck. And this will save everybody else, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a severe lack of, like, empathy, and it's like... But it's, like, also, like, I feel like that's kind of where she's getting mad at the main character, is that, like, he's, like, kind of, like, making her have empathy and she's just like,
such a good,
this baka, right?
It's
like,
a good
this is so stupid.
because she's like, why do you care? And it's like kind of like feeding on her a little bit. So I think that goes a bit further because he's very empathetic. Like he sacrifices his own time, and he doesn't think he's gonna get it back. He's like, well, hey, at least I'm already partially dead. You should use me.
His selflessness, yeah.
And it clearly she's confused by it because she's a fucking psycho. She's like, what do you mean? Why wouldn't you want to extend your own life, you idiot?
Yeah, it's like
stupid.
It's the first time that she's experiencing someone being like selfless, and she's like, I just don't understand.
I gotta go sit on the roof and think about
that's
this.
not his own.
Yeah.
Why am I suddenly falling in love with this guy?
Baka.
I'll bet you in the sub she says Baka like a ton.
I feel like she has to say Baka. She says shut up a lot, like Urusai. Maybe it's Urusai then.
Yeah, she does her little like shut up.
Urusai.
Triple shut up. Yeah,
something like
but
that.
In the Japanese, she just screams it.
She's screaming it. Oh my god. She's also like a sugar fiend. I swear she only likes sugary.
Oh yeah,
shit.
her blood sugar levels are insane. She just eats melon bread all day.
Well, the coffee scene, she's like, "Oh, this is bitter." He's like, "I put sugar in there." He takes fucking 3 packs of sugar.
2 more sachets of sugar.
He just pours it all in. It's like, "Where's my spoon?" And they're on the roof, so he has to go.
I don't even care if
down
that's a hot take.
on the ladder.
I think
I forgot it. I'll be right back. And then his flame, like, he bursts into flames, and she's like, "Whoa, he's different."
I think if you drink black coffee with sugar and no creamer, that you are not human. Like, what the hell, man?
Well, she's
imagine
not.
like this sweet black coffee is crazy.
But yeah, it was fun.
I think it can be done, but not too much. It's just
I drink coffee with creamer and no sugar.
I usually
that makes sense.
I do creamer.
Like, when you say creamer, I'm like Coffee Mate hazelnut.
Yeah, I usually get Coffee Mate hazelnut too. I just like it because when you brew it, you can just pour it in and start drinking right away. So it's also the convenience of that, since
it's flavored.
Yeah, and it's flavor. It just makes it taste better. People have a lot of opinions about coffee. This is where we'll get the audience mad.
Let's segue into.
That's fine.
Segue into coffee connoisseur.
I'll be the martyr. Everyone in our audience is just gonna be like, yeah, I drink black coffee with sugar.
Just sugar, 3 sachets.
Yeah, that's literally how I've always drank it. You guys are
This is the last episode of the podcast I'm on.
Dislike button.
Yeah.
Baka.
Black coffee, no sugar. That's the only way to drink it.
Yeah, I was so on board with this until the coffee was brought
about
up.
Your horrible coffee opinions,
what
are
does this take?
By the way,
your credentials are all ruined. Credibility.
Our zero credibility.
I use oat milk. I do not.
No, it's gonna be a sleeper.
Good. It's fine. Fuck off.
It's gonna be a sleeper. We're gonna drop this. Nothing's gonna happen, and then in like 6 years, someone's gonna bring it up.
Danny.
What happened?
Oat milk is sugar.
It is sugar?
So the thing with oat milk is it has enzymes that create sugar. So they don't have to mark it on the label as additive sugar, but it's sugars. That's
because carbs. Oats are carbs, so it breaks down into sugar.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
All I know is oat milk tastes good, but it still makes my stomach hurt. But not as much as pure milk, so.
I'm just saying, like, oat milk is very sugary.
Yeah, I mean, it's complex.
I don't hate it for that. It tastes really good.
Yeah, it tastes very good.
And I feel like I'm being healthy because it's not milk, technically.
I don't put sweetener, extra sweetener.
Yeah, oat milk, all you need. Remember, it's not milk; it's enzymes.
Well, the enzymes is what makes the sugar.
That's what Shingeki no Shana thinks.
That's what it's about, dude. That's what. Yeah,
pounds and pounds of melon bread.
The oat milk scene when they're arguing about oat milk in the show is so good.
So peak.
It's pretty.
Was oat milk around in like 20? I was gonna say 2010, but this came out in like 2007, 8.
I mean, oat milk existed. I just don't think it wasn't like the market. It wasn't like Oatly or any of those brands.
Yeah.
I thought it was just invented in like 2015.
It probably was. Who knows? Oat milk was probably around for a long time. But what was I gonna say? Oh, this was based off a light novel. I think it came out in 2002. And then it had a manga. And then the anime, I think, came out around 2006, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that the standard? It's like light novel, then manga, then anime?
I think it depends. I know a lot of stuff starts as a manga, and now you had like Kill la Kill, which started as an anime. So,
just an anime, yeah.
And then it went backwards and got like a manga adaptation after.
Yeah, a lot of stuff starts as manga. Some stuff starts as light novels. It depends.
I do feel like there is a lot of light novel stuff. Like all the Tuaro stuff is light novels.
Yeah. Like if you're into that series, you need all the light novel expansions.
I have not read any of them.
ReZero is light novel first, right?
I think so.
Pretty much like every isekai is light novel.
I think Attack on Titan was manga first. I don't think they had a light novel adaptation.
Well, probably now, like after like the show and the franchise took off.
If they got like different writers for it and stuff, and it was big enough. I mean, Attack on Titan is just so good.
This is one of the all-time recent bangers that's gonna hold up for the.
Yeah, I mean, it had such a big gap. I remember like watching it in like high school.
Yeah, well, that's why I haven't gotten caught up, because it was like season 1, and then like years passed by, and then it was like 4 more seasons in like what felt like 6 months or something, and I was like, what happened?
Yeah, they just started
when did all this come out?
They were like, we're gonna finish this, and
I
remember the second season came out, and we watched a little bit, and it was kind of slow, and I'm like, I don't care. And then I finally watched it, I think, like last year. And I was like, why did I not finish this? This is amazing.
It ramped up after you dropped it?
Yeah, so, well, like, what happened was, there was a huge gap, and we just watched, like, a random episode of the season 2. And we're like, all hanging out, so we're not, like, paying that much attention. And I was like, whatever, I don't know what's happening. And then I just didn't watch it. And then, like, I think what happened actually was I saw the episode for the final, or I saw the opening for the final season, and it was awesome. It was just like a bunch of doves like falling, so it was like, you know, the death of peace and stuff, and it had a lot of cool visuals, and it was this like orchestra, and I'm like, what the hell happened? There was like battleships and stuff. I'm like, how did we get to this point? And I had to watch it, and I watched the entire thing, and it was amazing. So. Attack on Titan review. Done. Stamped.
No reason to watch it. We got you covered.
We got you covered.
We should just name this episode Attack on Titan.
Attack on Shana.
Yeah, just like, what is this other show that they're talking about the whole time?
A giant 50-foot Shana comes in and kicks the shit out of Yuji.
But if a Titan-sized Shana just stepped on Tokyo, then none of these problems in their world
she could solve all of them. That'd be a great anime. They should make that.
Like most supernatural shows, actually, if a Titan just stepped on whatever town or city it was all happening in, because a lot of the supernatural stuff, it's usually regulated to one Japanese town somewhere, but I'm glad that they went with, like, I think it's just Tokyo, right, for this one?
I think they're in Tokyo. I don't know where it really established. It had a lot of like areas that you see in a lot of animes, like the runoff under the bridge or whatever, like the river under the bridges.
Yeah, the suburban areas.
And like the busy town with the high pass bridges, like the pedestrian bridges that you have over the highways and stuff.
Right.
So I assume it's a global thing, and they're just in. She's like in charge of that part of Tokyo or something.
Yeah. I like it when they make an effort to establish the supernatural occurrences, even if they're heavily based on like Japanese folklore. They're like, oh yeah, we're just the Japanese division of this, spirit force.
Yeah, I forget what. They didn't really go into her order as much, but she's part of some order.
I'm guessing, yeah, like her drip and everything. She looks like she's part of some kind of organization.
Well, she was saying like, "Oh, I'm part of something, the inner circle of the Special Olympics," or something like that.
Yeah, did she name drop it? It was one of those crazy words they just made up. She's like, "Yes, I'm part of the Shinoglu."
Yeah, the Shinoglu.
Yeah, it was.
You are the Misa.
You are the Misa.
And then what was it? The Crimson World, like the villain. She's like, he's a lord in the Crimson World.
In the Crimson World, yeah. Well, yeah. She what they call him, like a flame, like a something that snuffs out flames or something. Water.
Oh yeah, he's like a torch killer.
Yeah,
like people.
Or he kills whatever she is, because she's not a torch.
Yeah.
She's like a
a flamer.
He
kills the
flamer.
I hate that you
She's
call
a
it
flame.
that.
It's a flame something.
Flamer. Goddamn flamers.
You know what I mean? It
is easier to remember. I'm so bad at names and shit.
She's a
I do not mean that in a derogatory way. It's literally what the show calls them. It's like a flame something.
It's
probably because my brain is fucking dumb.
There's so many. All the naming conventions of things have like an allegory to fire and torches and flames.
Oh, I found her height. She is 141 centimeters tall.
Wow.
So like 3'2". She's drawn so short.
She's super short. She's 4'7.5".
That's tiny.
So pretty
That's
small.
What her bio says.
That's like that's average height in the Philippines.
That's not that short for like an Asian
guy.
country though.
4'7". How is that not?
That's like legally,
dude. Like 5'2" is like average in Japan, so that's not that much shorter. It's still short.
4'7" is pretty short.
It is short. I'm not saying it's not short. I'm saying
it's short, but it's not as short. I swear, she's not as short as they draw her in some of these scenes where the dude is like tower. He's like 8 heads taller than her in some shots. I swear.
She's like below his kneecap.
Some of the angles they try to pull off, I was like, that's a little wonky.
Ambitious.
It's avant-garde.
She's part of the Flame Haze Army. I'm looking up the wiki. I'm spoiling myself.
Flame Haze Army.
The flame-haired Burning Eyes Hunter is her title. She's so epic.
That is the kind of name a cool 14-year-old would come up with.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this was like... I don't want to say it's like... I feel like we're like, oh, it's like something that like a 14-year-old would have come up with, but it's because that like this was just like... This was the kind of thing I would have watched when I was 14. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the kind of thing I'll
still probably watch it now.
Yeah, and just being like, oh yeah, it's unabashedly like this cool, edgy.
No, it's
fantasy.
I just know that like if I watched this in high school, that this like would have been like my personality for like a few weeks. I would have been like showing one of my friends, and I would be like, bro, we gotta binge this show. Get the pizza and the soda. This is great.
Yeah, I'd risk like social standing and like friendships for the show if I knew of it back in high school.
Well, guys, I don't want to overexcite you, but her relationships has a lover listed. Ooh, who could it be? Ooh.
something to look forward to. Is there I'm guessing there's a token. There's a scene where we gotta go to the onsens.
We gotta go to the beach.
No, we gotta go to
the beach. The obligatory beach episode is coming.
Yeah.
I love that they still do that.
Yeah, man.
The random freaking the chick that got introduced with the book right at the end is gonna be there for no reason.
For no reason.
Well, I mean, for no reason for the story. Yeah. All the reason for us.
I swear this is a trope I feel like I don't see as much anymore, but with like 2000 shows like this, especially the supernatural ones, is there like all the cool characters that you see in the intro and like the badasses and the hotties, like do they all like clumsily integrate themselves into the MC's life? It's like, oh, I'm a teacher now at your school. Like, now we're in the same class.
Maybe. That sounds accurate. Like they get like cleansed of their evil somehow, and then they're just like, I guess
I'm a demon, but I'm gonna go to your high school as a regular student.
Class now?
What?
Yeah.
And hijinks ensue and misunderstandings.
That is a trope that I'm fond of, though. I think
it's like
I enjoy it.
Goku
it makes no sense, but it's fun.
And then Vegeta walks in. Yes, Kakarot, I'm in your class now.
It's all just a bunch of high schoolers looking at these two grown adult men. Because Goku's like a fucking ex-tuple like super senior.
Frieza's a lunch lady.
Goku's like, I'm a super senior 4.
It's pizza day.
Yeah. Soon I will make them pay with food poisoning.
I'm gonna feed these stupid monkeys sloppy joes.
They don't want to know where the meat came from.
You can't say that. You can't say that here, bro.
They send Frieza to HR. He gets fired.
What? I was just saying. I'm an alien.
Someone's already made like a DBZ high school parody.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be out there.
Did you hear about the new kid who just walked in the class? Cell?
If they had laid into that in the fucking Dragon Ball Evolution,
he's just
movie,
a fucking nerd. He just aces every test and is just really fucking like an asshole about it.
That was him in the live action movie. They put Goku in a high school.
The rivalry between Vegeta and
Vegeta goes on like a fucking training montage to like
he's
fucking cram for us.
He's cramming so he can fucking beat it.
I hope Bulma will take me to prom. They don't have prom over there.
Majin Buu would be the gym teacher for sure.
No, but it's American high school. It's like it's like the it's the American Dragon Ball Z. It's the American Dragon Ball Z. American Dragon Ball Z, they're like Americans in high school, right?
Oh, you mean the movie?
Dragon Ball Evolution?
Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution. DBE.
The best one.
We should watch that. We should do that at some point. We should watch that.
Come back.
I've never seen it. I would totally be down to do like a fucking DBE.
I have a hot take about that movie, but it can wait for us to watch it.
The hot take could only possibly be like, it's actually pretty good.
Well, no, okay.
It's like the only hot take that exists.
My hot take is that the whole I don't want to spoil anything, but like the whole movie they use like this like very Eastern. Yeah, here's the whole plot. They use this very like Eastern themed music the whole time, and it's just really weird because they're just like random shithead high schoolers running around doing shit, and then like it's just this weird Eastern music. And I like the whole time I was watching it, I was just like, this movie would fuck if it was just like nu metal, the whole soundtrack. Like if everything was just like shitty, like fucking like 2000s nu metal, fucking Limp Bizkit. It would be amazing.
Yeah. Just lay into
it would be so good. It'd be so good. Like the movie itself, like related to Dragon Ball, nothing. But like as just a standalone, it's just like if you're gonna do it crappy, do it amazing.
I wonder if they had a script and it was like, oh well, we have the rights to Dragon Ball in the U.S. How about you just turn your script into that, and then we can greenlight it. So that might have been how that came about.
Maybe, yeah.
Nah, the director was hype about Dragon Ball, and it was supposed to just be a cool Dragon Ball thing, but he sucked.
Well, no, there's also... Oh, is that, like, actually what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know they did that with Cloverfield, because there's, like, Cloverfield Lane, which has, like, nothing to do with, like, the Cloverfield universe overall. But they're like, oh, we'll greenlight it if you make it related to Cloverfield somehow.
Oh, so they had probably an entirely different kind of movie in mind at first, but then the studio was like, this is only getting made if you somehow crowbar it into being Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so that's like how it got greenlit. So that happens. Like, they're like, oh, we have the rights to this. Why don't you convert your short into that, and then we'll run it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
But, like, the poor director got in charge of it. It was like, I can make this work.
They think it'll sell more with the name.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, I think is true.
Yeah.
To an extent.
I mean, I could be wrong, but wasn't the Dragon Ball Evolution movie also one of those things where there was so much studio interference also on top of the fact that they were trying to force Dragon Ball on the script?
I don't know. I think the idea of it was the director's idea of, like, having teenage Goku, you know, because you never see that. You see him as a kid in the Dragon Ball, and then he's an adult.
Yeah.
So he thought it was like a brilliant idea. What if we had a teenage Goku?
That's what they were
going to see him go to school and get bullied.
Yeah, and I don't know. It didn't work very well, I guess.
Yeah, but it kind of has that, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans, but it kind of has that, like, tone of, like, I'm such a nerd, and then it shows, like, Andrew Garfield doing, like, the kick flips and, like, fucking skating and shit.
You're the furthest thing from a nerd.
Right, like, he was, like, they set him up, like, the coolest character, and then
You're the coolest
he's just,
dude
like,
ever.
He's getting, like, fucking swirlies at school, and it's like, alright, I don't know what's going on. But, like, Dragon Ball Evolution kind of has that similar vibe to it, where, like, the main character's, like, they set him up super cool, but then, like, everyone bullies him for no reason.
If he had been the bully instead, and Goku was just beating up everyone at school for no reason, it might have...
Then, a nerdy Vegeta walks in and says, like, you can't do that. One day I'll be strong.
He's wearing the pink Badman shirt to school, like with cargo shorts.
Yeah, and that he's like, as soon as I find the final Dragon Ball, I'll be strong. Like, he's like talking to himself in class.
He's not even the Prince of all Saiyans in that movie.
He's just a wealthy son of an oil baron who's found these strange balls with stars in them called the Dragon Balls, and he's gonna make a wish to become Super Saiyan.
that sounds like this all sounds like grounds for one of those YouTube movies where it's like, you know, they're like, how I fixed this bad movie.
Oh my god.
You ever see those?
Oh my fucking god, I know what you're talking about.
Some of the most arrogant shit I've ever seen. Like, yeah, this movie is universally hated and clearly sucks, but I can make it better.
I can make it better. How about if Vegeta was actually cool in the movie? How about that? What if we made the movie but, like, good?
I feel like all of those YouTube videos you see are like, hey, here's how I fix this thing that's hated. It's just like, dude, no one's gonna hire you, even though all the comments are like, Paramount, hire this man. Nintendo, hire him. Man. I was like, you're
he said Mario should have more Mario in it. Like, Nintendo, what are you doing?
Yeah, not enough Mario in this one, guys.
You know who's not gonna hire you? That exact company, because they're like, fuck you.
Oh my god, complete tangent, but this reminds me of when me and Danny were kids.
We're already on a tangent.
Tangent off a tangent. But when me and Danny were kids, we used to draw, like, game design documents, which made no sense because we were like 6.
I have them still.
And we're like, we're going to send these to Nintendo and they're going to make our game. Like, that was the idea. It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
So basically, we would just spend all day drawing, like,
levels and shit.
Dragon Ball Z characters, pretty much. And then we'd come up with our own shit. And then we'd map out levels.
Power-ups and stuff,
Yeah, and they were all pretty much just like Ocarina of Time maps. Or like
that sounds fun as hell to do.
Yeah, me and my brother used to do that. Like we made a bunch of like Mega Man like platform levels on like graph paper and shit.
Yeah, I do that with like Crash Bandicoot and like Metal Slug.
Yeah.
Just my own little game.
Were you guys special enough to think that you could send them to Nintendo and they would just make a game?
I don't think I had.
I wish I was. I probably would have done more of it.
There was probably some faint hope that like my. Can you imagine being like freaking like 6 years old, sending in like the shittiest like Santa letter to Nintendo? Please make my game, and then like, all the letters are like reversed on your words.
We get no credit. All those games came out: Mario, Sonic, Splatoon.
At the Winter Olympics.
I have the documents to prove it. I made Splatoon.
It's all drawn in crayon.
There's some kid out there like fucking has just like a fucking vendetta against Miyamoto. He stole my fucking idea.
I was like, what if Mario but in New York? And I sent that to him and he fucking made it. It's called Odyssey. I said this could be like Mario's Odyssey. I spelled Odyssey wrong, but I guess he understood it.
That's awesome.
There's a guy in his like 40s. It's like, yeah, I came up with Donkey Kong Bonanza when I was 12.
I came up with that idea when I was 12. I
have the documents to prove it.
They never credited me.
You know, I'll bet you they get threats like that all the time. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, that is a common occurrence where like two people have like the same ideas around the same time.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what the hell? Did they rip me off? But they didn't. They just had the same idea. I mean, sometimes they rip you off, but
that definitely happens like all the time. But in like the same kind of professional environment, I feel like that's when they're like, okay, make sure that we totally ripped this idea from Sega, but just don't call it this.
Don't call it this. It's fine.
But I bet they have staff at all those companies that just looks on like DeviantArt and stuff. And it's like, hey, this guy posted this dumbass. He posted this whole game. Holy shit! Great,
work on it.
Yeah. We're gonna make millions.
If there's anything to take away, I made Splatoon. It was my idea.
I made Splatoon while I was watching Shingeki no Shana.
Yeah, and I would say Woomy. That was my thing. I said it all the time as a kid. Danny remembers this.
Yep, I invented it.
I have a witness.
Yeah.
See you in court, Nintendo.
Yeah. I
not very litigious, right?
I remember the games that you were drawing. I remember.
Yeah. Fucking Shadow Storm and Bomb-On Man, which was just a bomb-on.
Yeah, it was just.
I like Bomb-On Man
character.
Yeah, me and my brother did like for some reason. I think it was because we were watching like the Transformers Beast Wars a lot growing up. And like rules. we would make like Mega Man bosses that were like fucking like combined. Yeah, like Mecha Gorilla or something like that, and it was like some Beast Wars shit, but in Mega Man instead.
That's cool. That's
it's also
sweet,
because
hype mashup.
I forgot. It's also because like Mega Man X has all like the animal bosses and stuff. Like Spark Mandrill and all that shit.
Yeah. Do you remember the game Draken?
I just remember Flaming Cock
for PS2.
Oh yeah.
It's like the girl with the dragon. It's like medieval fantasy.
Was it Draken or Drakengard?
Two different games.
Okay, it is different.
Yeah, Draken was.
Drakengard's the Nier guy.
Yeah,
it's his IP.
Draken is just like a fantasy. You're a girl with a dragon. It's really cool. And I remember just like ripping off of that, like when I was drawing as a kid, because that was like the first M game. I remember, just to show how old I am, that I'm a million years old. At a Blockbuster.
What's that?
Let's go.
Just lost like potentially 90% of the audience.
Blockbuster. What's that? Minecraft?
Blockbuster.
Yeah, at a Blockbuster. I went up to my dad and was like, "Can I get this game? I want to play this game. Hot babe on the cover, the dragon." And he's like, it's rated M though, like, and my mom was like, you can't play M games.
It's rated
and
M
I was
for
like,
mom.
But please, Daddy, I want to play this game.
It's rated M for me.
And he's like, you know this is fake, right? And I was like, yeah. And then he's like, all right. And then I played it for fucking hours and hours, and then I would just like rip it off when I drew.
And then you just jack off to it.
And I just jack off ferociously.
Wasn't there like an Xbox version where she was like in like a bikini armor? I remember you played something like that. And you're like, this is way
I gotta look
worse.
this game up.
I mean, I probably did, but that's not the same.
Okay.
I think there's only one.
It's on the PS2.
Yeah,
PS2,
I just see it.
I'm watching. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. It looks like freaking like Tomb Raider, but medieval.
Dude, it's sick.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't played it since I was a kid,
but I highly
yeah,
recommend
it. Hell yeah. It's great. There's like these creepy frog people that you kill. It's
should emulate.
I'm sure it's great. It looks really crunchy for a PS2 game.
Well, I mean,
it's PS2.
You had to fly around. It's fucking PS2 game. Yeah, of course it's gonna look.
It's like a pretty big world.
Texture size.
I don't know. I think I see the creepy frog guys are talking about. These like swamp lizard guys.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. Oh shit. That does look crazy.
Looks like a good time.
Or did you post a picture? Oh, editor.
I'm surprised your parents.
Pictures.
She's like, she's like weirdly detailed. She's like weirdly detailed, and then everything else is just like potatoes.
Yeah, it has atmosphere though when you're playing it.
No, it looks dope.
It was back in the day.
We
didn't have these fancy, real looking games. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was fun.
Where's Draken in Fortnite?
It was that, and then the obvious ones for me as a kid were Dragon Ball Z, then Legend of Zelda, and Lord of the Rings. I ripped off that shit. That was like all I would draw was stuff from that.
Hell yeah.
But inspiring stuff from after watching an inspiring anime called Baka Flocka Flame, the anime.
I don't think that's right.
Shakugan No Shana.
The movie.
Did I do it?
There is a PS2 game of this. Maybe we play it on our Let's Play channel. Starting up, never. Never say never.
That would be wild to do a Let's Play.
I would love to do a retro Let's Play. By retro, I mean like PS2s.
Okay, so we all liked it, right?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, heavy send on that one. It was super fun.
I am honestly probably going to watch another episode before I go to bed.
Is it streaming anywhere? Or is this probably not? Because we like to watch it. That's not.
Well, on the Blu-ray I have, that's a way to get it.
Do you own this whole series?
Yeah.
Like even the season 2/3 that they label weirdly?
He has all the figures and all the sex dolls as well.
Well, I'm missing a couple of the
Shana
sex
own a
dolls.
whole products.
I'm missing a few of them, but yeah, it's a
actually no. If they make an own a hole, it's based off the guy.
It is based off the guy. I have that one. That one's pretty good. That was an exclusive.
Yeah, because all the enemies like wanna his. You know, they're like, we need his flame.
Yeah,
but they just want to fuck
get inside his treasure. It's a really cool.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a fucking cigarette lighter.
It's on everything.
I think it's on Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
Crunchyroll, Amazon, whatever.
YouTube probably.
We should probably old one. We should probably like look this up before we. Yeah.
Before we watch it, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not, but cool.
You should watch it. It's fun, especially.
Yeah,
we
all fuck with it.
You know, especially because was it like Clay that brought it up? Like, if you're tired of 3D car building backgrounds in all of your animus, this one they actually draw them
because they had no other choice.
Yeah,
because they were all slaves back then, and the studios made them painstakingly draw cars.
Back when they drew anime. Anyways, so that's a good place to wrap. We all enjoyed it. Check it out if you want. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button.
And leave a comment. It helps with the algorithm.
Yeah.
And ding the bell. Hit the bell.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Don't forget
Tell us all about how much you like Dragon Ball Evolution and how relevant that was to the whole conversation that we just had.
If you got to the end of the video right, Dragon Ball Evolution is better than
Dragon Ball
Super. That's not even a
hot take of the week. Right.
What's the new one? Dragon Ball, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right,
Dragon Ball, whatever.
we'll talk about. We'll get there. We'll talk about that next time. All right, bye.
Dragon Ball
bye.
Diego or something. Bye now.
I wanted to read my fanfic.